Yes, you guys, welcome back. In today's News Daily video, I'm going to break down stories that have been doing the rounds today. Now, we got some breaking news surrounding Tammy Abraham and his omission from the matchday squad for the semi-final game today against Man City. Hear my thoughts and opinions on that. And for the other stories, we're going to discuss Rafael Varane. And, of course, Thomas Tuchel seemingly preferring Lukaku over Holland. So I hope you guys do enjoy, and of course if you're excited for today, if you're excited for the game, if you think we're going to win, then for good luck you have to smash that like button. I want to get over 2,000 likes for today's video, you guys. Without wasting no more time, let's start things off by discussing the breaking news that has just come out now, and that is Tammy Abraham not being part of the matchday squad today. Now, what makes this quite controversial is the fact that for the game today, we're allowed to use 9 subs, so effectively, Tammy's being cast out from the team. We're most likely going to have 2 left backs in the sub bench again, and it's becoming even more evident and even more clearer that Thomas Tuchel just does not fancy Tammy Abraham. Now, these reports first came from the Daily Mail, and then they got further just re-emphasized and reinforced by your Matt Laws and many other publications from the UK. What makes things quite interesting though is that Tammy has been reported to have been training very well since he came back from his ankle injury, and still in an FA Cup in which he has had a really good season, scoring goals for fun, getting a hat-trick in this competition as well. Him not taking any part in the semi-final when he played a big part in helping us reach the stage is a bit harsh in my opinion, because at the same time, players like Kepa, for example, will get game time most likely, probably in this game today, because he is the cup game goalkeeper. So right now it's just saying everything that we've already known for a while. Thomas Tuchel just does not fancy Tammy Abraham. For me, his omission basically means this is a message to the board. So this is a message to the board telling them, I want a new forward for next season. I don't like this one I have right now. I won't give him any game time to re-emphasize my point even more. And my thing is, could we be making a mistake? Now, you know, Tammy gets a lot of criticism, unfairly in my opinion, as I feel like I have to say every single time. You know, we have to have more understanding about his development, because Tammy essentially is playing a different role. You know, back during his loan spells at Aston Villa, Bristol City, etc., he was playing as a poacher. You know, for the academy, he was kind of doing that as well. And it was only under Frank Lampard Tammy had to adapt how he played, and now he's playing more of a complete forward role where he has many more responsibilities. He has many more responsibilities for the team in regards to build-up, running in behind, you know, pressing from the front, etc., and that takes time. But, you know, the fact that he's still scoring goals, I mean, this season, he is our leading goal scorer still with 12 goals. Last season, he got 18. I mean, the guy clearly has a lot of talent, and I don't know, when you look at the entire squad, you know, I think sometimes we, you know, look at our teams, we focus more on the first 11 without thinking about just the overwhelming squads. Someone like Tammy guarantees you at least 15 minimum, but on average 20 goal contributions per season. That's the type of player he is, and I just feel like, you know, basically casting him to the sides, that could affect us in the long term. With someone like Tammy, you know, he really wants to achieve things with his club. He's proud to play for the shirt, play for the badge, and I feel like characters like this really help you in the long term, because we've seen football over the years, you guys. Things can change just like that, and at least with Tammy, you have that ready-made consistency and that assurance behind you in case anything happens. So, you know, I'm not too sure about this. I feel like Tuchel is maybe being way too harsh, writing him off way too soon, in my personal opinion. But, you know, that's how I feel about things. How do you guys feel about the story? Do you think that Tuchel is absolutely entitled to have this opinion? Do you feel like Tammy, regardless of everything that people say, what I've even said, just will never be quality for us, even though he's been bagging in the goals? You know, let us all know below, but I don't know, it's a real shame. And I guess this is my own personal like insecurity coming out, but you know, when Lampard came in and introduced so many academy guys to the team, I mean, for years and years I've been waiting to see moments like that, and you know, I hope that this isn't the start of us phasing out the academy guys from the squads. You know, we've seen Tomori leave, destined to sign for AC Milan. It seems like Tammy is destined to be leaving as well. Now, let's not forget that these were the guys that helped us secure UCL football last season. Let's not forget that we have one of the best academies in the world, and let's not close down the doors already after we've seen many positive results from introducing these guys into the team. So that's the first disappointing story out of the way. We're now going to discuss some more updated news surrounding our striker targets for this summer. Now, there has been some interesting reports coming out the past 24 hours. It's in regards to Holland, and we all know the crazy demands that Dortmund want, and we've been reading about the crazy wage demands that Holland and his team want for themselves as well. The reality is he is stupidly expensive, and I really mean that, stupidly expensive, considering that next summer he has a release clause set at 75 million euros. Well, anyway, a journalist going by the name of Ian McGarry, he came out and reported that Thomas Tuchel, well, he's not too excited by the valuation that Holland has, and he would prefer either Lukaku or Kylian Mbappe. Now, yes, I know you guys are thinking Mbappe, well, are we just gonna like cast aside Holland and go for Mbappe? I'd love to see that happen, but the report states that Mbappe only has his eyes set on Real Madrid, which makes a ton of sense. But for me, if you were gonna spend that Holland money, I feel like spending that on Mbappe is more justified, but that's only my personal opinion. The reality is though, it seems like there could be a possibility that Holland doesn't even sign. Now I say this because if we look to our window and business last season, we knew that Sancho was the #1 guy for many months. We read the reports, the stories, the updates were coming thick and fast, and in the end, due to the valuation that Dortmund placed on Sancho's head and the wages too, he was too expensive, and then interest then turned towards Kai Havertz, who cost less but also had incredible potential and ability as well. So could we be seeing something similar with Holland and Lukaku? Because essentially they play the same role. You say that maybe Lukaku plays it to a better level right now just due to the experience and playing this game for years and years, you guys. You could be signing someone in Lukaku who is Prem ready for way less the money that Dortmund want for Holland, and probably be even better. So I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions, and I want to pose this question to you guys. Obviously, is Holland worth that personal investment? Obviously for the immediate present and for the future too, or is it smarter for us to not splash all our money on one target? Instead, use that money to spend big to reinforce multiple areas of the team. I feel like maybe that is the best solution. This team definitely needs another midfield player. We could do with another forwards attacking player too. Reports suggest that we want a centre-back as well, and of course other positions to fill the squad roles throughout the team too. So, I feel like if you go for Lukaku, you have more flexibility with how you can spend your money to reinforce the overall team, and in the long term we could benefit from this a lot more. If the plan for next season really is to win the Premier League, then this could be a more feasible option, a more financially sensible option, and an option that benefits the team, the overall squads, for the long term. So I don't know, that's how I see things on one hand, but on the other hand, if Holland ends up becoming this one of the players of the generation for the next decades, what type of rewards that brings on itself. The goals, the trophies, the financial rewards as well. These are things to really consider. So, I don't believe necessarily that we've ruled ourselves out from signing Holland. I think that it's natural that we are going to assess and explore every single option. But at the same time, it's quite nice to think about Lukaku returning back to the club. Let's not forget that he is a Chelsea fan, and I feel like he definitely has unfinished business. We signed him, never really gave him any opportunities whatsoever, didn't really, trust him. And then when we had the chance to sign him, we didn't do that either. So, Lukaku, it's great to see how he's developed. I mean, he's been a world-class striker for years. As he was growing up, he used to absolutely baffle me how he'd get ridiculed, laughed off. It was crazy. It was crazy. But I think now lots of people are eating their words now. So, yeah, that is the second story out of the way, you guys. And to end things with the final story, we have further updates surrounding Rafael Varane. Now, reports have been coming out from Spain. We know that Varane is very likely to be leaving Real Madrid come the end of the season. His contract does expire in 2022, and at this point in time, there have been no contract renewal talks with Real Madrid. Now, could there be in the future? Who knows? Madrid would have to cough up the money, and if Ramos does actually leave on a permanent, which is suggests that he will be doing, then who knows what could happen with the story. However, it does seem like, based on the reports, that United, one of our rivals in the race to sign Raphael Varane, well, reports are saying that they have had positive talks, and if that is the case, that would imply that Varane has already set his mind on leaving Real Madrid and looking for a new challenge for next season. So, of course, we come into this story, you guys. Christian Falk, German reporter, he came out to state that we are interested. Thomas Tuchel, in particular, is extremely interested in Raphael Varane, and I guess on paper, based on all the reports we've been reading, you know, Varane could be the guy that ticks every single box. We know in the market we are looking for a commanding centre-back with presence. I feel like we kind of have that already, but that's only how I see things, you guys. Varane definitely fits that build. He's definitely a player in that Zuma molds, and yeah, if he wants a new challenge, I think this is the perfect time. 27 years old. He leaves, he'll get a premium on his wages. Of course, being available for less money too. It'd be interesting to see, you know, how much money Real Madrid would want to sell Raphael Varane. But now I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions, and a part of me still feels like we could do with having a ball-playing centre-back. I think that in the long term, that's a position that we definitely need. Who knows, maybe the club are thinking it's best to wait for a solution to come to the market and wait in the long term instead of, you know, buy someone for now. And I also think with Raphael Varane too, of course, if he signs, it definitely means that a defender is out the club. Now, part of me feels like that would probably be Kurt Zouma, by the looks of things. You know, it's weird for me. I feel like Zouma has had a good season. We've definitely benefited a lot from his aerial set piece threat, which he's definitely just seems to have mastered for this season. 5 goals is an incredible achievement from that. But out of all the defenders at the club right now, Rudiger, who will be staying, who Tuchel definitely likes, Christensen, another player that Tuchel likes, Thiago Silva, who's signing his extension soon. We can't have 5 centre-backs for next season. So, you know, essentially we could be in a scenario where Zouma sale does fund the move for Raphael Varane. Yeah, it would be sad to see. In my opinion, you guys know that I'm a big Kurt Zouma fan, but you know, the club's ideas for the future are very interesting. I do like Varane. Of course, he is a great defender. I like to see how he does cope in the Premier League though. I really feel like him and Zouma are quite similar stylistically. I'm not saying on the same level, but how they play is very similar, and I don't know. A part of me still feels like Zouma has been that commanding presence in the team this season, and why get rid of that for a player that, you know, has big game experience and has done things in the Premier League too. Also, if Varane does sign, then Guy will definitely be going as well. And I don't know. I'm still going to say this, but I feel like this season in particular, every single one of our centre-backs has stepped up and performed. And that's all I ever ask for any player. And it feels harsh that in a season where they're all having great seasons, that we be going into the market to sign someone else. I just don't really think it's needed in my opinion, but who cares, you guys? That's only my thoughts and opinions. Of course, make sure you guys stay tuned later on for the match review and player ratings. Let's hope we get that win against Man City. And on that note, I'm the FC, this is Blue Line CB. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos. Peace.